everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the new Marvel Infinite Series 4-inch Northstar figure from Hasbro. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style of Infinite Series packaging we've seen with all the figures in the line. You've got that logo up at the top with the little icons underneath that. Then you've got the figure clearly displayed on the card back with the name of the character down below. Then on the back of the packaging we have a little brief bio in multiple languages, a look at the actual figure, and then a look at some thumbnail images of other figures in the line. Okay, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. Now this figure originally was going to be released in the Marvel Universe line and got held back. So unlike most of the modern figures that we see in the Infinite Series line, this figure does have decent articulation. Paint applications on this figure are okay. There are a little bit of some blemishes and some bleeding on the figure, which I'll show you. But for the most part, I think they've done a nice job of capturing the overall look and feel of Northstar. It's also nice to get another member of Alpha Flight to add to your roster. So first of all, looking at the head sculpt, I think the head sculpt came out looking really nice on this figure. I really like the head sculpt. The eyes and everything came out looking good. The skin tones are good. The hair is good. So very nice head on this one. He's got the pointy ears. So I like that. As for the rest of the costume, I mean, it's basically just basic white and black. Now, I do want to point out, like here on his shoulders where the joints are, you can see some black on the joints, on the outsides of the joints. So, and even like this line, you've got this kind of line that goes up to his neck, and so that kind of stands out. And you got a little bit of bleeding of black onto the white a little bit. And then also just the white on his chest area is a little bit brighter white than on his arms, because again you have some of that black kind of bleeding through and it darkens it a little bit. But still overall, it's not too bad, especially for a figure this size. Okay, so the figure does not come with any accessories at all, so what you see is what you get here. The figure stands just a little bit under 4.5 inches tall. Here he is next to his sister Aurora, and she's a little bit shorter. And then just for another comparison, here he is next to Guardian, and they're about the same height, though actually Northstar is a little bit taller. So maybe he's a little bit on the tall side. I don't think he should be taller than Guardian. I don't know that for sure, but I would think Guardian would be a little bit taller. I remember Guardian being a kind of a little bit bigger dude. And then just for one more comparison, here he is next to Puck, and of course he is taller than the Puck figure. Okay, so for articulation on this figure, it's pretty much on par with what we see with most of the Marvel Universe figures. Again, this is a carryover from that original Marvel Universe line. And like a lot of those later release figures, I would say that this figure does suffer a little bit from gummy joint syndrome. It's not horrible, but definitely, especially like in the elbows and such, he does have a little bit of that gummy joint syndrome going on. So the head is just on a ball joint, so he can look left and he can look right. Really doesn't have any up or down movement with the head on this one. Standard ball hinge joints at the shoulder, so he can get his arm out good, and he's got good rotation there at the shoulder. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got a single hinged elbow, but he's got good bending at the elbow, and then he just has swivels at the wrist, no hinges on the wrist. He does have a midsection swivel joint, not really much in the way of crunching, a little bit. He can crunch a little bit, I guess. So actually pretty good there. Legs are attached with ball joints, so he can get his leg forward good, can do his leg back about that much. Does not have a thigh swivel, does have a double jointed knee, and then just has a hinge and swivel at the wrist, but no ankle pivot. And then 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I would say if you're a fan of the character or an Alpha Flight fan, then I think this is one that you're definitely going to want to add to your collection. We've almost got the whole Alpha Flight team rounded out now for the 4-inch line. I would say we really just need Box. The female Vindicator I guess you might want as well, but definitely I think if we get Box, you could have a nice well-rounded Alpha Flight team with this line. So this figure is hitting shelves now, definitely online e-tailers. I have yet to see this wave in physical stores, but you can order it online at places like Big Bad Toy Store if you do want to pick up the wave. We have a full gallery of images up at marvelousnews.com, and as always, leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later.